Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Moore. And first thing we're going to start off with JJ Redick is the head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I'm I didn't at first about a couple of weeks ago, I didn't want JJ Redick to be the coach. And the only reason I didn't want him to be the coach is because I didn't want him to be there. And we know how the Lakers organization is. They usually have coaches for like 2 years, maybe 3 years. Obviously, you fire Frank Vogel. Vogel was there for what, 2 years, I think. I think it was 2 years. He won a championship. They made the playoffs, obviously. AD gets hurt, and they get bounced in the first round. He gets fired. Then you hire Darvin Ham, and then he goes to the West. He goes to the Western Conference Finals his first year. Then he loses. The Lakers lose in the first round. Obviously, it's against the Nuggets. We gotta put that in there. and they fired him. So it's like this is the Lakers' third head coach. What, since 2020, basically the bubble? That ain't good. I'm not gonna lie. That's not good. And I didn't want him because I feel like he's just gonna stay as long as LeBron is there. Me personally, I think LeBron is only gonna be there for about 3 more years. So let's say he goes there, LeBron is there. LeBron is there for 3 years, and then LeBron retires, and then let's just say they play bad, like say that 4th year, because he signed a 4-year contract. Let's say they play bad, the Lakers might give him the boot. And I think JJ Redick, like, obviously, he has the podcast with LeBron James. I think he does know the game really well. His basketball IQ is off the charts. Obviously, a decent player, good player at Duke, been a decent player his whole NBA career. I just didn't want him to get the short leash, and then obviously he might want, say, another coaching job, and then he try to get, and then if he wants to coach again, a team might not give him another chance because they see he doesn't do that good in LA. And the Lakers, depending on what moves they make, but as of right now, the Lakers are just a decent team. I wouldn't say they're championship contender. Yes, you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but outside of that, it's just some okay players. Austin Reeves is good. Rui Hachimura is good. Etc. But after that, it's just some decent players, and I don't think they can contend with, say, the Mavericks, obviously the Nuggets, Timberwolves. Who else in the West? The Thunder, maybe even the Clippers, the Suns, maybe. And we're forgetting about Memphis. We're forgetting about Memphis. So, and the Kings, and even maybe the Pelicans. So it's just a lot of teams that they got to deal with. The West is tough. The West is a gauntlet. So having JJ Redick there, I just didn't want him to have all this pressure on. And obviously it's it's the Lakers. It's probably the most storied franchise in the NBA and one of the most storied franchises in sports, period. So having that pressure, deal with the LA media and all that, I don't think it was a good choice for him to go there. I rather would have seen him. Obviously, Monty Williams got fired yesterday. I would have rather see him go to a young team. Obviously, when the Charlotte Hornets had an opening, and obviously with Detroit, I would have thought about him going there. Kind of built. He's a young coach. Obviously not an experienced coach, but he's a young coach, and then you got young players over there in Detroit build with that team, and then there's no expectation. Like, I don't think there's an expectation for you in Detroit to basically win a championship, obviously, or go far in the playoffs. Like, you build that team up. Yes, you might not make the playoffs maybe a couple of years, but you're building the team up. But with the Lakers, you basically gotta make the playoffs. That's the floor of the Lakers, making the playoffs. And the ceiling is obviously winning a championship. And putting all that pressure on JJ Redick, I don't know about that. And then he has no coaching experience. Like, I rather would have seen the Lakers get Dan Hurley. Obviously, Dan Hurley hasn't coached at the NBA level, but he has some type of coaching experience. Obviously, won back-to-back champions at UConn last year and the year before. And he has developed good players. He has a lot of he has a couple of players that's probably gonna go to the lottery, but he has at least some coaching experience. So I rather would have seen him as the Lakers coach. Or I thought the Lakers should have at least talked to Monty Williams, see if he wants to coach. Obviously, he's getting paid all that money to do nothing. That's Phoenix and Detroit fault, but that's neither here nor there. He's getting paid to do nothing, and at least he has coaching experience, veteran coaching, all that, and he just went to the finals. What, like 3 years ago? That was a 21. Yeah, 3 years ago. So he has some type of experience, and I think him with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and all them, I think it would have been decent. But I mean, obviously, this is just what I'm thinking. Now, JJ Redick, they might go, let's just say 7-3 the first 10 games or something. Then they go look at him and like, oh, JJ Redick know what he's doing. But let's say the Lakers start 3-7, then they're gonna look at me like, oh, JJ Redick, he may be not fit for the Lakers, and he may not really be a good coach. I just didn't want that because it's the Lakers. It's literally the Los Angeles Lakers. And having all of that pressure on you, I just didn't want him to see that. But I think he's gonna be decent, but at least I'll say this. He is going to a veteran team. He does have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and I expect LeBron James to still play top 10, top 15 level. Anthony Davis is still going to play at a top 10 level. So I think it won't be that bad, but I just didn't really want him to be the coach. And they're trying to surround him with obviously ready-made coaches. I saw Scott Brooks. Obviously, he used to coach. He's a veteran coach for he used to coach for the Thunder. I think he coached for the Wizards. He coached the Wizards. Jared Dudley. He has some experience as an assistant coach. Obviously, he's on Jason Kidd's staff in Dallas, and they talk about bringing Rondo over. Obviously, Rondo's basketball IQ is off the charts. So having another former player who could and obviously he played with LeBron James, won a championship with LeBron in 2020. Having a player like that can relate to some of the players, especially when he already played with them, I think that's a plus. And the coach from that used to coach for the Blazers, Terry Stotts. They talking about bringing him. Obviously, Terry Stotts has a lot of coaching experience. Obviously, he coached Dame, CJ McCollum in Portland, so bringing them over there. So I think that's what JJ Redick needs, and I hope that he's bringing on the staff, because obviously there was those rumors back in when they was trying to get Ty Lue, and they was trying to the Lakers are trying to give him like staff, and he said, no, I'm not good. But if they doing it for JJ, if JJ doing it for himself, that's fine. So overall, the hire is decent. It's really just a wait and see, and can he relate to the players? Obviously, he's really cool with LeBron James. They have a podcast together. So obviously, he's really cool with them. Now, will that podcast keep going? I don't know. I really don't know if that podcast is going to keep going. But obviously, he's going to talk to LeBron. And I hope LeBron doesn't be like throwing out them little signals of, hey, not saying JJ Redick doing this and this, but like, I feel like I should do this and all that, because you basically kind of throwing some shots. Will he do it? I have no clue. But has LeBron done that kind of stuff? Of course. LeBron has done it all the time. He says something slick on social media, but the hire is pretty decent. I just don't want him to get scrutinized for no reason, because the minute they have a negative record, oh, JJ Redick ain't the man for the job. He should have went to this team, or he should have not just coached. Period. waited another year, stayed in the booth at ESPN, announcing primetime games. That's exactly what they're gonna say, bro. But I think overall, I think JJ gonna be decent. I think he gonna be decent, but it's just a wait and see. But I'm glad he got an opportunity though. Like he's shown in the booth and on the podcast that he knows the game of basketball. Like he really does know the game of basketball. So I'm glad he got an opportunity. Happy for the man.